Devil crap. Cosmic. Everyone knows that fans only want things that are actually terrible and they wouldn't like if they actually got them. You must understand this. The customer is always wrong. Make them think they're getting what they want, and then you give them what they actually want, which is not what they asked for whatsoever. Because if you give them what they're asked for, they'll be like, this is lame. It's just true, as someone who's like done business for a while now. As a content creator. It's a little bit different than normal business, but it's still true. Like when game companies pander too much to fans, when anyone does, yeah. The customer doesn't know what they want. Like ever, basically. You have to figure out what they really want and then give them that instead of what they asked for. They'll thank you for it. Yeah, exactly, Ollie. Good mission 1. $228, not bad. Guys, I'm gonna be real with you. The reason why we're doing a WaifuThon today, because I missed one last week, so it's gonna disrupt my daily uploads on the archive channel if I don't do it today. We're still gonna do the one this weekend too. Time loss. Archive channel been banging, honestly. Kind of based. I'm pretty stoked on it. So I just feel guilty? No, I just want to get further ahead so that I don't have to worry about having archive channel uploads for another week. That way I can get it out of the way and work on other stuff instead. Oh look, this game's dog shit. I could have told you that from my last couple days of grinding. Well, record's dead. dog dog shit dog 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 shit dog 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 shit dog 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 shit. Fucking El Terrible video game. Back at it again with another walking enemy. We're only here to make you money. Yes, exactly. I mean, it is my job after all. Feels good, man. Fiery. Feels strong, man. Just the pure amount of uploading daily at like an hour-long video per day. Making like $600 a month on the archive channel. Just crazy. Just change like something so small as like the way I upload WaifuRuns, and all of a sudden I make like 500 more bucks a month. Crazy. The channel's only got like 6K subs. So every video that I upload averages like 1,000 to 2,000 views, so it's like adds up because the videos are long. Same amount of work basically. I just have to make like 20 times as many thumbnails, but those are easy. Well, DMC low percent return, or was that too tedious? There's no reason for me to ever run that shit again. I have world record, and I probably will to the end of time. So we'll do normal low percent once I get any percent record. But not DMD low percent. Kaiser, how you doing, dude? About easy low percent. I am never touching easy. Easy is a meme. Never touching easy. I'm never touching LDK or Super Dante. But I do want to get every single Dante costume world record. Do it, Fiery. I would say I believe in you, but I don't. Am I not interested in speedrunning any more hack and slash games? I mean, Devil May Cry 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is plenty. Those are all of the good hack and slash games that exist, so. Look, man, the category is dog shit, alright? Only I am stupid enough to grind that. Yeah, Nier Automata is a dog shit hack and slash game. It's an okay RPG though. God of War is just terrible. All around. God of War, my favorite game, aka square. Hey, look, a QTE prompt. Time to press triangle. Yo, nice 30-second scripted animation. Thanks, bro. I'm so fucking strong. I'm like, I could have sex with Medusa. I'm the best. This is such a reprieve from my fucking divorcee wife and our 2 kids. Square. I'm just not into the power fantasy square mashing. Not against anyone who is. Nothing objectively incorrect about liking a Power Fantasy Square Masher. It's just not what I like in video games. Bro, if your game has a light attack and a heavy attack, it's bad. I don't know what to tell you. If it's an action game and it has 2 buttons for attack, light and heavy, you fucked up. You did something wrong. Go back to the drawing board, dude. I've never played a good action game with a light attack, heavy attack function. Because they don't exist. New God of War fighting system is dope. What, are you just fucking flail some swords around and hit color-coded enemies like it's a reboot? Like, Dark Souls combat is pretty dog shit. Alright. It's got its fun. It's got its upsides, but it's not out here the pinnacle of all action combat or anything. Metal Gear Rising, never play it. Hate Kojumbo. I never played a Kojima game, but the fact I was deceived into thinking he made the first 3 Silent Hill games makes me automatically hate him. Yo, nice, Ted. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I still want to get sub 2 in RE4 Rando. And there's some more races I want to do. I got nothing against Sekiro, I never played it. I do think it would probably be the one I like the most out of all the Soulsborne games. But I realized, like, this is what I realized about Elden Ring, right? The more I played it, the more I realized this game is not difficult. It's not even supposed to be difficult. It's just supposed to be as impossible to learn as conceivably, conceptually doable. Like, it's not that it's actually physically execution heavy whatsoever. Like, the button command prompts and the timings aren't that hard. It's just that every animation is impossible to read, and all of the mechanics are so obfuscated that you can't possibly learn them without looking it up in a guidebook. Like, the game isn't made to be played well. The game is made to be played a couple of times, and you stumble your way through until eventually you get to the end. You're not supposed to be able to, like, no-hit the whole game and, you know, or, like, speedrun it at a high level. And the people that do that start to see the game, like, actually just fall apart into pieces as they try to, which is why they mauled so much. Because you realize, wait a second, this game is not built to be functioning at this level of consistency or difficulty. Because a lot of it is just straight bullshit. And it's that way on purpose, so that you can't learn how to play the bullshit. It's built that way so that you can't learn it. And that way it makes it difficult for everybody and gives you a feeling of accomplishment when you beat it, which is fine. But when you actually try to push it in some sort of, like, competitive field, you realize very quickly this shit was not built for this. Which has its own charm, of course, but in my personal opinion, makes it very unfun to try to play well. The better I got at Elden Ring, the less fun it was. Because I realized, like, wow, this game is not meant to be played like this. And it shows. Because every time you actually learned how something worked, you're just like, well, that is the most ass-backwards way that could possibly be designed. And you think to yourself, why would they possibly design it that way? And the answer is always to make it harder to understand. Like, did you know that you have the same amount of iframes when you medium roll and light roll in Elden Ring? No, because it's impossible to know. You have to literally, like, dig up the game's source code to figure that shit out. There's literally no advantage to having light armor. It's always better to mid roll. The game directly, like, the game itself basically tells you, with the way the UI works and the mechanics, that it is better to light roll, but it just objectively is not. This is just a good example. Or did you know that, like, certain shields have higher parry frames? It's like, you might know that the buckler has higher parry frames, but did you know that the katana in Dark Souls 3 has, like, 0 parry frames? It's like the hardest weapon to parry with in the whole game. But in the description of the weapon, it says great for parrying. Because it's not supposed to make sense. It's supposed to be dumb. And you know how you know that the parry windows on the katana is like the worst in the whole game? By Googling it. You can't figure it out by playing the game. Because the game literally tells you the opposite when you play it. Well, the only thing that matters on your roll is your iframes. The distance... Actually, you don't want to roll far. It's better to roll low than it is to roll far. Because that way you stay closer to the enemy. You just need more iframes so that you can roll through more attacks.
Thank you.
Yo, Ted, thank you so much for the $5. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Praise be the sports betting algorithm. But yeah, I don't know. I figured that out when I started speedrunning Elden Ring, and I was like, man, this is not for me. Like, I get it. It's got its own appeal, but it's just not for me. Like, because every time I learned something new about the game, I wasn't like when I learned something new in this game, I'm like, whoa, that's so cool. You know, like, that's interesting and neat. When I learned something in Elden Ring, I'm like, that is such bullshit. Like, every time without fail, I'm like, that is so fucking stupid.
My sport betting algorithm is finally paying dividends, so I wanted to show support to my favorite streamer.
Yeah, appreciate that. I learned something new in this game and I'm like, whoa, that's so cool. Can't believe it works that way. And when I learned something new in Elden Ring, I'm like, what the fuck? Who designed this shit? I cannot believe it works this way. But it's probably just a personal preference thing. The reason, I mean, it makes sense. The whole appeal of Dark Souls is that it's difficult, and that you overcoming the difficulty is rewarding. And the best way to do that is to make the game as obfuscated as possible. Not necessarily to actually make it difficult. Because having no information about how to play the game makes it difficult. But making the game actually difficult to play is a lot harder to do than to just make it confusing. Like, QWOP is an extremely difficult game. But that's because the controls are ass. Doesn't make it any less satisfying to beat QWOP. But it does make it less competitively viable. Like, high level QWOP just comes down to, like, understanding how to fucking play the video game, right? Like, also rip. I got hit there. Now my rank is fucked. my least favorite type of difficulty. I gotta grab an extra holy water now. What changed about how I uploaded WaifuRuns? I break them all into their own videos and make a thumbnail and title for each of them. Now each video gets like 5 times as many views as the WaifuRun did individually. Which makes sense because they all have their own audience, right? Like each game. Not every person is trying to watch every game. Yeah. So like, out of this stream, I'm gonna get 5-hour-long uploads-ish, and they're all each, you know, 1 hour each. It's 5 different videos spread across 5 days. Instead of one like 8-hour video. Yeah, I don't know. If I did that like a year ago, I'd be a millionaire. But oh well. Really good thread yesterday, by the way. Thanks. I made it because Kyo was pissing me off because he was bitching about having a really bad ad rate when it was actually perfectly reasonable for his thing. And I saw Faroob question about it too. I was like, no, number checks out. You don't understand how it works. Like, it doesn't really make sense in the tweak. It doesn't really make sense for, like, okay, Twitch is trying to figure out a way to make streamers actually pay, or like actually play ads on their stream, right? That's like the whole reason this whole thing exists. But the problem is streamers don't want to play ads because ads are intrusive to the stream. And also, Twitch is trying to negotiate how much they pay the streamers for the ads with the different rates, which is what the 3 options are, basically, right? And that's why people have different options across them. But oh, I grabbed the untouchable. I was gonna do untouchable strats. I didn't triple DT there. The problem is streamers don't know how to calculate their own CPMs, so they don't even know how advertising revenue works. So they just see a number and just like, does that feel right or no? Which is like not how you calculate ads. And then people get like either completely shafted and don't get paid nearly as much because they have no idea what they're worth, or they have no idea when they get a really good deal and they don't take it. Like Dice has got offered like $3,200 or some shit, but he averages like 1,000 viewers, so that makes perfect sense. Like I bet if you did the math, that's like a pretty fucking solid deal. But I bet you there are people with like 3,000 or like 1,000 average viewers that would see that deal and not take it, or would take a deal like half that because they're like, that just sounds like a good number. I haven't done the math because I don't know what his watch hours are, but I imagine it's probably not too much higher than like $4 CPM. If you think about it, like he streams, let's just say he streams like 200 hours a month at 1,000 concurrent viewers. That's like such an insane amount of watch time hours, and then you do 3 ads an hour, easily clearing that number. Like, He could be making even more probably. People don't know that because they don't know how to calculate their own RPMs. So it's kind of like, Twitch is kind of underhanded by trying to like give, it makes sense. Like you want to give the streamers the opportunity to negotiate their own ad rates, but the problem is streamers are fucking stupid and they don't know how to negotiate their own ad rates. So like, basically Twitch is just trying to get away with whatever the streamers will give them.
Thanks for the support. Gel semi-big weebs for 11 months. Waifuthan. Sikofau.
Yo. Gel Senpai, thank you so much for the 11 months, dude. Appreciate that. Howdy, howdy. Time of day, time zone, and all that affect RPM and CPM. They do, and how much Twitch sells the ads for also affects CPM. Also, like what type of ad it is affects CPM. Like, if there's a concept called an endemic impression. So, like, if I am a tech gaming channel, and I'm like, you know, making YouTube videos about tech stuff, a Logitech ad on my channel is worth way more than a Logitech ad on a like fashion YouTuber's channel. That's because the target audience of the advertisement is endemic to the product. Like they're more likely to convert from impression to sale off of my content than the other content. So that means that you could sell the advertising space for more. Like, I negotiated really hard on RE4 VR because my content is based off RE4 primarily. So I had a crazy high CPM on my RE4 VR deal because, well, they're endemic to RE4. So the conversion would be really good, in theory. That's the sales pitch I use anyways. So I got a really good CPM on that video because, well, it's endemic, right? The problem is when it comes to something like Twitch, Twitch has no sophisticated systems to figure out like what type of advertising they sell to who, and they're so desperate for ads that they just take everything. It was good. I got paid a lot. It's nice. I could have negotiated for even more, but I wanted a good reputation and relationship with them. I look all this stuff up. Yeah. Watched a bunch of Devin Nash videos. It's basically how I know most of this stuff. But like, you need to know this shit. I don't ever plan on like having an agency or anything that I'm under, because they're all scams and they steal all your money. But normally, if as a streamer, you'd have like your agency negotiate these sort of deals for you. But I just learned how to do all that shit myself because I like the business aspect of it, and you make more money that way. Like literally every single agency is a scam. It's insane. Like they be cutting deals where streamers like, oh man, I'm gonna make $5,000 from this ad. That's crazy. Meanwhile, the deal itself was cut for 20 grand and the agency pockets 15 and never tells the streamer that it was actually a 20 grand deal. Like, lol. But if you just negotiate it yourself and you know how to calculate your own fucking CPMs and shit, then boom, you take the 20 grand deal. Maybe you only take a 15 grand deal, but you take 100% of it, so you're making 10 more grand than you would have anyways. Yes, I really liked RE4 VR. That is not just the ad money saying so. Besides, doing ads sucks. I don't do ads unless like I actually care about the product, so. Or I like really need the money, but I've never really needed the money, so. I'm a control freak, so I really don't like having other people tell me what to do. Which means I'm not a big fan of ads. Nice Vital Star. But yeah, if anyone's curious how to calculate your own Twitch deal, the TLDR of the big thread I wrote on Twitter is basically if you take your total watch hours from that month, which mine was 43,000, and then you divide that by 1,000, so 43. That's basically the CPM of 1 hour, right? So like CPM is cost per melee, which means 1,000. So it's the cost per 1,000 impressions. So how much the advertiser pays you for 1,000 impressions. So across 43,000 hours, that's 43 1,000 impressions. That's assuming that there's 1 ad per hour. So if you take the 43 and you multiply it by what your effective CPM would be, or your RPM, which is like your CPM, your cost per 1,000 for the advertiser, plus you take out Twitch's cut, which you can use $5 as a nice round number, but it's probably lower than that, just slightly. And so you multiply 43 times 5, gives you like 215, I believe, if I remember correctly. Then you multiply by the amount of ads ran per hour. So if your deal is 3 ads per hour at a $5 CPM, then it's, 15 times 43, which is like 650, which is what my ad deal was, so I took it. Because I basically already run 3 ads an hour, and I was getting paid like way less than that, so. Yeah, also it's supposed to be a thing for like high view count affiliates and partners. So with you not streaming as much lately, probably didn't get an ad deal. Because the deal is based off of your watch hours from the previous month. But so like, with that information, you could calculate like you can calculate whether the deal is, you can reverse engineer what the RPM is, what the effective CPM is, for each tier of the deal by doing the math, and then you can see like which deal is good or which deal is bad. Basically, if anyone has a deal that's over like 6% or $6 CPM, that's a really good deal, and they should probably take that. But Twitch is going to try to give streamers the lowest possible CPM. So if you do the math and it comes out to like $1 or $2 CPM, don't take the deal. No. If you do the math and it comes out to like 6-7%, well, then you're fucking banging, dude. And you're doing good. You should probably take that, especially if you're at a high, especially if you're at a high view count, like you're 1,000 viewer Andy and you're getting 6% CPM, then you end up with a fucking Ignisis' deal, which is like $3 grand. Which for 1 month is fucking sick, considering basically advertisements don't give you any hit on your already established audience. This is already proven on YouTube. Like, on YouTube, you can put as many ads in your video as you want. You will not lose watch time. So I can make a 10-minute video and put like 20 ads in it, and the watch time will not go down. Because people will just watch them, or they'll skip them, or whatever. And the more ads you put, the more money you make. I mean, there's like a fucking tipping point. Once you put like, if there's like 2 ads for every 1 minute, then yeah, you're probably lose some watch time. But generally, people don't put nearly enough advertisements in their videos. I usually put like 6 to 7 ads per 15 minutes for my video essays, because you don't actually watch all of them, right? Like if you put 7 ads in a 15-minute video, that doesn't mean that the person is going to see 7 ads on a 15-minute video, because ads are based on an overflow system. Like, you are only going to see the ads that you need to see. Like if you've watched like 10 ads and then you click on the video, you're not going to watch 10 more ads. You're only going to watch like 1 or 2 ads. At least on YouTube. On Twitch, it's not as nuanced. And on Twitch, pre-rolls will fuck you. If you have pre-roll ads on, then you will lose an insane amount of your audience to pre-rolls. But the only way to get rid of pre-rolls is to run ads manually. So the best way to maintain your audience is to actually run more ads, paradoxically. Which is why the Twitch deals are actually really good. Oh, I griefed. Because if you're not rolling ads, then you get pre-rolls, which means like something crazy like 2/8 of your entire audience will not come back to watch you. Like it. So I think that it's been a long time since I watched this video that I'm quoting right now, but it was something along the lines of like 2/8 or 1/4 of the people that come to your stream, if they get a pre-roll ad, will leave and not come back. Which is like an insane ratio. Like if you go to my stream for the first time that day and you get a pre-roll ad, there's like a 1/4 chance that you will never come back that day. So like the only way to get rid of pre-roll ads is to manually run ads during the stream. So by running like 3 minutes of ads every hour, you never have pre-rolls. And that actually increases your audience retention rather than removes it. Which you would think, like, if I'm running 3 minutes of ads every fucking hour, then people are gonna leave because there's ads. But they don't leave during mid-roll ads, but they do leave during pre-rolls. And they don't come back. So like, basically, like, people have no fucking idea how ads work. But I've done a fuck ton of research on it over the past few years, so I have a better understanding than most. But and like Twitch understands all this, but they don't tell the streamers that these things exist because they're dumb. Like if they just put out a webinar like, hey, this is how it works, it just said exactly what I said and gave the numbers, then people would do it, but which is stupid. And streamers are also dumb and they don't know how this shit works because they just play video games and try to like maintain an audience. Giving out that info for free isn't a good business model, but it is because Twitch's prime directive is to get more ads on the website, and they want to get streamers to manually run ads so that they will get more ads on the website in total. They would make more money if people knew that, because more people would run more ads, which is the entire point of the whole ad rate system. Is to get more people to run more ads. Because Twitch runs at a loss, and so they're trying to find ways to make it so they stop running at a loss. And the best way to stop running at a loss is to actually make money from ads. How early can I... How much damage does that actually do? I think I could do that even earlier. Better NG. You irrationally hate ads? Most people do. I don't know, I just like on every platform I pay to not have ads, so like YouTube, I've had YouTube Red since it came out. I have ad block elsewhere. The really unfortunate, like the big part about this problem is that, and probably the reason why Twitch doesn't actually give this information out, is because on Twitch's end, it really doesn't fucking matter if like me or Maxi or Bach run ads. It doesn't fucking matter. Like the dent we're gonna make is like non-existent. They really need to get like XQC and Trainwrecks and those guys to run ads. If they run ads, boom, website's profitable. Like, realistically, it doesn't fucking matter if, like, us smaller guys, even, like, 3K Andes run ads. Because ads make money exponentially. So the more viewers you have, the exponentially more money you make. It's not linear. It's not like you make... If you have 5 times as many viewers... Like, if you have 100 viewers, you make $10. If you have 500 viewers, you make $50. That's not how it works. It's if you have 100 viewers, you make $50, and if you have 500 viewers, you make like $800. You know, the growth is exponential, not linear. So if you have 30,000 viewers, the CPMs on those are fucking insane. Like, just because the number go up. Shroud once opened his creator dashboard and it said with the current viewers he had, he'd bring in over $700 with ads. Yeah, if he ran one ad just then, right? Like, yeah. $700 for him. And that's like probably a shitty like 30% cut on the CPM. So for Twitch, him running that ad one time makes like $3 grand. Why is it exponential? I don't know, but it is. You would think it's linear, but it's not. I don't know why. GG. 38:11. I have no idea what time that was.